Ang pogi! What's going on, guys? It's your boy King Senko once again, and on this video, kung napansin nyo, hindi si Project Tosgas yung ginagamit-gamit ko, no? Before anything else, I'd like to thank my friend, Kuya Brian Bautista, for lending me this very beautiful Pajero CK. Controversial yan, pinagtatalunan sa internet yan. Pero CK face, CK body na 3-door. Shorty. Ang cute. Tignan nyo yung side step niya. Ang ikli. I don't know kung may pangalan to eh. Kung akin to, pangalan nito, si Shorty. I never knew that I needed one until you let me use one. Kuis, pag ibibenta mo to, bulungan mo ko. Anyway, dito sa video na to, tutukuyin natin yung 10 sa mga best budget overlander na mabibili nyo ngayong 2025. Bakit overlander? Well, alam nyo naman kung nakakapag-obserba kayo sa mga kakalsadahan natin, overland is quite the niche, di ba? Maraming shop ang nagbebenta ng mga accessories para dyan. Overlanding is really functional. Pwede mong dalhin yung pamilya mo pag nag-camping kayo, glamping. And it's functional basically. Pwede mong ipang work, pwede mong ipang play. Best of both worlds. Ito disclaimer. You can see this in their particular order kasi kami, inayos na namin to based on the parts availability, maintenance. Medyo hindi na namin inisip yung fuel consumption kasi some fun cars consumes quite a lot of fuel pero pay to play mo yan kung gusto mo ng magandang overlander. Anyway, top 10 is the 2002 hanggang 2007 na Ford Explorer. I know, easy, chill, don't kill me on the comment section. Ford may have its fair share of reputation, no, tungkol sa reliability, gas consumption, pero take note that those Ford Explorers have a very robust under chassis and suspension components. Maluwag. If you're going to bring your family with you, sitting at the back, you yourself as a driver, napaka-komportable niyan. They have V6 engines, katulad nitong example natin dito, pero Ford engine yan. Those are highway cruisers, understood, but if you wanna go touring, I think it's a good platform dahil sa biyahe, hindi kayo pagod na pagod. And accessories, if you know someone from the US or dito sa Pilipinas, kung may masosource kayo ng mga accessories like roof rack, bumpers, lights, suspension lift, you should be good to go and Goldilocks with that generation of Ford Explorer. The Ford Explorer, itong generation na tinutukoy natin dito ay naglalaro mula sa 260,000 hanggang 320,000. You know, umover tayo ng konti dun sa sinet natin na budget, but that 20,000 pesos more above the 300,000 mark na sinet natin could be the difference between a, fresh unit or not. Coming in at number 9. This is quite a forgotten platform, if I may say. Maraming buyer ang hindi na to halos kinoconsider at hindi na to halos tinitingnan. Pero, if you look at the year 1999 Nissan Terrano, mas maganda sana kung yung diesel para mas maraming parts, no? But the gas ain't too bad as well. Yung mga local example ng Nissan Terrano is actually quite good. 99 hanggang sa kung anumang year model umabot ang Nissan Terrano, we think is good dahil Nissan reliability, you have your 4x4 and you have your basically subok na ng panahon na platform. May mga probinsya sa Pilipinas na marami ka pa rin makikitang Nissan Terrano, but here in Metro Manila, if you can get one in good nick, I think it's a good platform. Tulad din dun sa Explorer, roof rack, roof mounted tent, awning, suspension lift, and it should be a robust platform. This Nissan Terrano na tinutukoy natin dito ay isa sa pinakamura na nailista natin dito. Dahil ang Nissan Terrano na nakita namin in the market, yung mga gas variants ay somewhere between 120,000 all the way hanggang 250,000. Yan yung sa mga 2.7 diesel. And take note, yung 2.7 diesel na yon ay yung 2.7 din ng mga Nissan Urban. Pwede nyo kaming i-correct kung nagkakamali kami, pero as far as we know, that's basically the same 2.7 diesel engine. Number 8, isa rin to sa medyo nakakalimutan na ng mga tropa natin dyan, ng mga car buyers these days, no? Ang Suzuki Vitara, in particular the year 90s hanggang 2008. Yung platform na yan, medyo nag-evolve yan sa time period na yan, pero basically, same setup. 4x4, gas engine, quite compact interior, body on frame construction, and spare wheel at the back. Tama, di ba? Body on frame yun. And those 4 cylinders, ang maganda dyan kung gusto nyong medyo entertaining laruin, no? When you're going up a trail, high revving yan. Ang ganda pakinggan yan, lalo if you put a good exhaust system on it. Pag binobomba mo yan, lalo yung mga manual transmission, it's really, really fun to drive. Suzuki's sa generation na yan are known to be really reliable. Space, hindi siya kasing luwag nung una nating mga tinukoy like the Explorer, Terrano, but for a quite compact na platform ng isang SUV, I think it's pretty good. Itong generation ng Vitara na to, since medyo mahaba-haba yung tinutukoy natin, and we're from 90s hanggang 2008, naglalaro po ang presyo nito between 160,000 pesos all the way hanggang 220,000 pesos. Suzuki Vitara. Next up on the list is our number 6. Kung kayo ay naghahanap ng solid na overlander, this is from Toyota. Ang Toyota RAV4 in particular, the 90s hanggang 2007. Tulad dun sa Vitara, medyo mahaba-habang period ng ano yan, no, ng generation. Iba-ibang mukha na yung makikita nyo dyan. But anywhere from 180,000 pesos hanggang 300,000 pesos, makakita po kayo ng example. And RAV4s, as you may know, are all-wheel drive. Hindi na siya katulad ng mga Pajerong to na dalawa yung cambio. Mamimili ka ng 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, low gear. The RAV4 is all-wheel drive, gana siya all the time, and it's quite spacious din kung yung 5-door ang makukuha nyo, but the 3 doors aren't bad as well. Marami tayong nakitang example dito sa platform na to ng mga flat rack, roof basket, even bumpers. May mga custom bumpers for this platform ng especially yung mga 90s na RAV4. Good lights, I think, and mud flap plus body lift, you're Goldilocks with this platform. Take note lang na ang mga RAV4 at yung kaninang tinutukoy natin yung Suzuki Grand Vitara ay mga gasoline engine. So if you're okay with a gasoline powered engine, Goldilocks choice yung mga yan. Coming in at number 5, 90s to 2002 L200 ng Mitsubishi. Pick up tayo. Unang pick up na nakarating sa listahan natin na to, dahil ang mga pick up na to ay makakakita kayo ng mga 4x2 example, yung mga mabababa from 120,000 all the way hanggang 250,000, no? If you're just looking at the 90s to 2002. Yan yung mga square headlights pa. Kung alam nyo yung makinang nakalagay kay Project Tosgas 4D56 Turbo, yun lang din po yung nakakabit doon. Some, yung mga 4x2 variant ng L200 ay non-turbo. Those are very, very robust platform ng engine, and we think, base na rin sa karanasan ko, napakadaling bumili ng pyesa ng mga yan. Strada, since pick up siya, madali itong i-body lift, madali itong lagyan ng suspension lift. It rides on leaf spring dun sa likod niya, meaning sa kargahan napakaganda niya dahil mas may capacity siya na mag-load sa kanyang pickup bed. If you wanna put some flat rack on it, yun, the usual works, camping stuff sa likod, lights, bumper, the sky's the limit para dito sa platform na to kung gusto niyo siyang ipang-overland. Take note lang, no, these 4D56 engine are not the fastest. I'm living with that on a daily basis dun kay Project Tosgas, and I'm quite fine with it. If you want a pickup na mura lang, madaling maintain, relatively cheap ang pyesa, the L200/Strada is for you. Next up is the year 2000 hanggang 2005 na Nissan Frontier. Another pickup, guys. Ang Nissan Frontier na nakita namin sa market ay anywhere between 2000 hanggang 2005, ranging siya ng 250,000 pesos hanggang 350,000 pesos. Okay, umover na naman tayo dun sa budget natin na 300,000 pesos. But again, for this generation ng Nissan Frontier, nakita namin na yung 50,000 pesos more na gagastusin nyo, that could mean the difference between a fresh one and a not so fresh one. So if you're willing to pay the extra cost, baka magandang unit na yung makuha mo if you just look hard enough. Take note na dito sa generation ng Frontier na to, some even have their built-in roof rail. Ibig sabihin, roof basket na lang ilalagay nyo sa kanya. Sumikat siya sa maraming bansa like in Australia. Marami kayong mabibiling steel bumper dyan, light upgrades, and even suspension components. Just like the L200, it rides on leaf spring sa likod, kaya napakagandang kargahan yan. And it runs the 2.7 diesel din, katulad nung sa platform ng Nissan like Terrano and the Urban. Maintenance, tulad lang dun sa ibang platforms ng Nissan, para siyang 4D56 kasi ng Mitsubishi. Parts are easy to come by and not so expensive. Next up, ay something na gine-gatekeep ng ating cameraman behind the camera. Ito po ay ang 2001 to 2004 na Ford Everest. Lalo na sabi niya, kung makakatagpo kayo ng 4x4 manual transmission, that's quite a Goldilocks platform. Why? 4x4 manual, this shares the same platform with Mazda. It rides on body-on-frame construction, di katulad ng mga to. Ito kasi monocoque na to parang mga modern cars, sedans, crossovers, and hatchbacks. Parang ganun yung construction. Yung mga tinutukoy natin, karamihan sa listahan natin na to, rides on ladder frame and then katawan na pinatong sa ibabaw, making it very, very rigid, magandang dalhin off-road. This example ng Ford Everest natin na to ay may 4x4 manual pa. As usual, kung mag-overland ka, pwede ka magpatong dyan ng roof rack, flat rack, awning, the works, no? Camping stuff. Put in a good bumper, lights, and you should be good to go. Nakakita na rin ako ng mga example niyan sa Bulacan, sa mga trail sa Bulacan, nakikita ko naka-lift, magaganda rin. 5-door platform, maluwag, marami kang may kakarga sa likod, spare wheel mo nandun sa likod. Pag nabihisan mo siya ng tama, it would really look like a proper overlander. Ang Ford Everest po na gine-gatekeep ng ating cameraman, sa nakita namin from 2001 to 2004, I believe this is the first generation, tama ba? First generation is anywhere between 230,000 pesos hanggang 300,000 pesos. You should be able to find a Goldilocks unit. Next up, okay, ito. We will admit na itong kasunod natin na i-discuss na to, medyo nakalimutan namin. We came up with another model ng kotse pero tinanggal namin yon kasi we don't feel like it really belongs here. Pero itong isang nakalimutan namin na to, sorry for those fans ng modelong to, no? But the Isuzu Trooper 4x4 is quite a good platform. Isuzu, no? Bulletproof engine, matibay ang kaha, the torque. The really famous torque ng mga Isuzu diesel engine, nasa kanya yan. 3.1 engine, some are running 3.0. Sa car industry, isa tong sasakyan na to sa may pinakamaraming pangalan, marami siyang identity all over the world. It became Vauxhall, Chevrolet, Isuzu, Subaru, naging Subaru siya. Yung pangalan niya iba-iba Bighorn, Trooper, whatever. Depende kung nasang region ka ng mundo, pero I think yung pinaka-original niya na platform ay Isuzu Trooper, which is exactly what we got here. Ang presyuhan po ng isang Trooper ay anywhere between 150,000 for the imported ones. Pero kung makakakita kayo ng mga example na local unit, umaabot po yan ng up to 300,000. Maraming sariwa niyan, nakita namin. Automatic or manual transmission, for sure makakakita kayo niyan, lalo na yung mga local. But we kinda suggest na mag-stick kayo dun sa manual kasi based on experience, nagkaroon po ako ng manual na Isuzu TFR. Those are very good. Yung Isuzu automatic transmission, you may find it a little bit slower than the manual transmission variant. And tulad dun sa mga nauna nating binanggit na examples, if you can fit in a nice tasteful bumper, body lift ng konti, actually, itong sasakyan lang na to, yung tingin ko ipapalag ko mag-overland ng medyo light lang on its stock ride height. Kasi ang ganda ang gwapo ng sasakyan. Just a nice flat rack, I think. Just cram in all your things inside and you should be good to go. Number 2 sa listahan natin, no? Abang-abang sa number 1. Ano kaya yung number 1, no? But anyway, number 2 sa listahan natin ay ang Pajero Gen 1. Yes, maraming makina ang kinabit dito sa Pajero Gen 1. If you can research, makikita nyo may 4-cylinder gas, may V6 gas katulad nitong V6, may manual transmission, may automatic transmission, may carb, may fuel injected, may 4D56 non-turbo, may 4D56 turbo, napakarami. Like, Mitsubishi has always done that. Kahit itong platform na to, itong CK na to, napakaraming body and engine combinations. Speaking of body, yung Gen 1 natin na tinutukoy, may mga high roof yan yung mga nakuha nating local variant. May mga flat roof, meron ding short wheelbase, merong 5-door. So, it's a very good platform. It rides on body-on-frame din, very robust. Katulad kay Project Tosgas natin, it rides on a 4D56 turbo engine, yung mga local variant na mabibili nyo. Pero yun nga, napakaraming choice. Presyo. Since this is a cult classic at very recently, may nabenta nito sa international market na nag-a-amount sa 1.21 million pesos. Kung i-convert natin sa ating local currency, well, you know that you're buying a platform that's quite appreciating, no? If you can obtain one, regardless of the body, regardless of the engine, the overland stuff that you can buy for it is just a lot. Marami. Sa Australia, sa Amerika, sa Japan, dito sa Pilipinas. Marami pong may kakabit dyan. If you wanna use it, kung gusto nyong i-rock na classic lang, like straight out of the showroom, guwapo, all stock, you can do that. You can even take it off-roading kahit nung bagong bili nyo siya way back in the 80s. Ganun siya kaganda. Talagang dinisign siya to be the ultimate adventure / 4x4 vehicle. And here we go. We have arrived sa punto na kailangan na nating i-declare yung number 1 overlanding platform na mabibili nyo in the market ngayong 2025. Ano nga ba yan? Before that, take note na lahat ng pinag-uusapan natin na sasakyan will at some point need some mechanical attention. It will need PMS. That would be a good time. Yung Broadway Car Care Center ang perfect pagdalhan ng inyong mga sasakyan kung PMS ang usapan. Dahil doon, it's one-stop shop for anything car care and it's a 5-star repair facility for anything bodywork, restoration, and customization. Thank you, Broadway. With that, dumating na tayo sa punto na i-announce natin kung anong i-declare natin na top 1 overlanding vehicle ngayong 2025. Ito, base ito sa sarili naming karanasan, no? Base rin ito sa nakita naming price ngayong 2025 sa market. Nag-check kami sa marketplace, nag-check kami sa mga bentahan, sa mga forums, and we think, base na rin dun sa karanasan ko nga, hindi siya makabutas bulsa kung makakahanap kayo ng good example because the top 1 overlanding / adventure vehicle that you can buy in 2025 is the Gen 2 Pajero. Ano pa nga ba? Siyempre si Project Tosgas. Kung ano si Project Tosgas, isa siyang local 4x4 manual. Napakadali po i-maintain nun. Number 1, dahil it runs 4D56 engine, but take note may mga V6 din yun, may mga automatic transmission, but those are imported mostly. The local variant, napakadaling maintain nun kasi it shares engine with a lot of vehicles like L200, L300, Adventure, wala lang turbo yung sa Adventure at yung sa L300. But basically, the internals, yung block, yung cylinder head is all the same. Madali siyang i-maintain. And as you can see, dun kay Project Tosgas, no, ang daming pwedeng bilhin na accessories. Pwede mo siyang gawing all stock, no problem. Willing and capable pa rin siya na mag-overland kahit in its stock form. What more, kapag ka nabihisan nyo na siya na katulad nung kay Project Tosgas or mas hardcore pa. Yun yung matindi dun sa platform na yun. It rides on ladder frame, body on top, napaka-robust. Matibay, kung minsan nga kahit nagkakaproblema ako kay Project Tosgas, never niya akong tinitirik, nakakarating ako kung saan man ako magpapagawa. It provides you a lot of peace of mind pag ginagamit mo siya kasi alam mong matibay. And the price ng mga pyesa plus accessories are not too bad. If you can find a good example ng mga sasakyan na to, it would range from 240,000 pesos. Could be lower sa mga 3-door kasi may 3-door din siya. Could be a lot lower para sa mga gas variant, but all the way hanggang 300,000 pesos, no? That's the Pajero Gen 2. Pero hindi natin pwedeng tapusin itong listahan na to without mentioning a few honorable mentions. No? Bakit natin ginagawa to? Kasi itong mga platform na to, depende sa kondisyon ng makikita nyo, magbabago rin kasi yung presyo. Some are really high, talagang umaabot ng 700,000, 800,000 for a very good example. And those vehicles are the Mitsubishi Delica, yung naka 4M40. Same lang po yan ng makina dun sa isa pang honorable mention natin, which is Pajero Fieldmaster. And that 2.8 engine is very popular din sa Pilipinas. Marami kayong mabibiling pyesa niyan. Delica, take note lang, nakaramihan dyan ay imported, galing Japan. But those are very good overlanding vehicle dahil 4x4, matibay yung platform platform niya, body on frame din. Same with the Pajero Fieldmaster. Pajero Fieldmaster is just like 5, 7, 8 years younger than Project Tosgas, and Pajero Fieldmaster is the generation before this example right here. Ang isa pa sa honorable mention natin ay ang Nissan Patrol GQ. GQ kasi pag nakakita kayo ng example na medyo pagawain, maraming trabaho, papasok yan sa price range natin na up to 300,000. But if you can find something that's really good, yan yung sinasabi ko, umabot ng 800,000 yan. As a platform, solid nun. Mas matindi sa Pajero yung pang-ilalim nun dahil naka-solid axle siya. I'd also like to mention yung kumbaga kasabayan ni Project Tosgas sa Toyota back in its day, it's the Prado 90. Kung makakakita kayo ng example niyan ng mga imported, may papasok sa budget natin up to 300,000 pesos. But the really good ones are really expensive. So that concludes our list of top 10 with 4 honorable mentions overlanding vehicles in 2025. Did we miss anything? Hindi ba namin nabanggit yung paborito nyong sasakyan, yung ginigatekeep nyong sasakyan na pang 4x4? Let us know in the comments. Naka-like ka na ba? Naka-subscribe ka na ba? If not, what are you waiting for? It's free. We're gonna give you a lot of contents like this. Sumubaybay kayo dun sa project namin, sa Project Tosgas. It's very good. Yun ang umubos ng pera ko, and I'll see you on the next video.